Cracks, dryness, ingrown nails. This is familiar to almost everyone. But do you know what's the worst part? 90% of people make the very same mistake during a pedicure, and that's exactly where all the problems begin. Today, I'll show you how to avoid that mistake, and we'll also deal with nail splitting, an issue that affects not only women but men too. That's why today we're working on men's feet, raw and real, no sugar coating. And the best part? You don't need a salon, an expensive lamp, or any special equipment. You can literally do it at home, in the kitchen, in the living room, wherever. And yes, absolutely anyone can do this. Even if you're a beginner, all you need is some motivation and a little patience. And the main reason for all these troubles is ridiculously simple lack of care. Honestly, how often do you see men with really well-groomed hands? And what about feet? But feet need just as much attention. That's why today we're going to rescue them, and trust me, this is not higher mathematics. There's nothing difficult here. Everything I'm about to show you, you can easily repeat at home. Our case here is as neglected as it gets. Both the nails and the skin are literally crying out for help. So the first step is cleansing and softening. I've got a foam that not only hydrates nicely, but also cleanses the skin really well. We apply it, give the feet a good massage, then wipe with dry wipes, and we're ready to move on. Next, we need to separate the cuticle from the stuck pterygium. For that, I'm using a pusher, and on the other side I've got a scraper. We'll work with that too. This is not about digging into the pocket, because today we're not using the e-file. We're simply pushing away everything unnecessary from the living tissue, gently, calmly, without going overboard. And remember, the skin on the feet is less sensitive, but that doesn't mean you can plow like a tractor. Work delicately, because one single wrong move, and instead of care, you'll end up with a tear in the fold. And we definitely don't need that, right? Next, we need to trim those very same griffin beaks. But here's the key detail: don't go overboard and cut off too much. Because let's be honest, it's happened before. You cut the nails down to 0, and a week later the toe starts to ache, get red, maybe even fester. And all of that comes from just one single wrong move with the nippers. Remember this: toenails should always be cut straight. You can allow a slight oval, but the best option is a flat, straight edge. Why? Because when you shape the nail into a half circle, as it grows back, it begins to dig into the skin. And after that comes pain, discomfort, and the whole joy of ingrown nails. That's why we never cut the corners down to nothing. For this, pedicure nippers with straight or slightly rounded blades are perfect. They'll get the job done neatly without any double bottom. After that, I take a 180 grit nail file and refine the shape. And on the big toe, we can clearly see the plate is all in splitting. Don't panic, this isn't fungus or some scary disease. The nails are completely healthy here. The cause lies deeper: metabolism issues, dehydration, and of course the smoking habit also adds its share. The good thing is that the nail plate here is thick. That gives us the chance to carefully file everything down. I work with the file as if I'm doing a surface filing, removing only those parts that are splitting the most. But here's a very important point. In our case, this is allowed only because the plate is thick. If the nail were thin, this would be absolutely forbidden, because that's where you can really do damage. After filing, it looks much more aesthetic. But I want to say right away, this is only a cosmetic effect. The problem should be addressed not just visually but also from the inside. A doctor can help with that, because if the body is malfunctioning, no nail file in the world can fix it. Since the file grit isn't the finest, visible scratches remain. So we take a buffer and go over the surface thoroughly to smooth it out and remove those ridges. And you see, nothing complicated. With manual tools, such a pedicure can easily be done at home. And not just for yourself, you can do it for your husband, your mom, or even a friend. Or if you simply don't like going to nail techs or feel shy about it, that's perfectly fine. We're all different with our own fears. The surface is now nicely smoothed, so next we move on to the cuticle and pterygium. We need to soften all of this well, so it'll be easy to clean off and cut later. And here comes our lifesaver, Keratolytic. What it is and what makes it special, I've already explained in previous videos. So if you remember, drop it in the comments. It'll be useful for others as a reminder. We apply the product right away on all the toes. Wait literally a minute, wipe it off with a dry wipe, and that's it, no neutralization needed. Convenient, right? Next, it's time for the scraper. By the way, if you've already tried working with a ring scraper but nothing worked out, there are only two reasons. First, the wrong angle. Second, you were holding it on the wrong side, because here there's only one working side. And another important point, the ring should actually lie flat on the plate, not stick up at an angle. Those classic 45 degrees don't work here, you need a full lying down position. And just look how much can be done with simple manual tools, right at home, without any e-files, bits, or other scary stuff. By the way, this technique works perfectly on hands too. I already have a separate video about that on my channel, so don't forget to check it out. It's perfect for anyone who wants to switch from cut manicure to no cut manicure without scissors, nippers, tweezers, or an e-file. Make sure to check out my video, I'll leave the link in the description. And I've also just recorded a separate masterclass crisp square. This shape is super trendy right now. Instagram is literally flooded with it. Access is available for subscribers with sponsorship level 3, my student. And so we've reached the cuticle trimming stage here. No fanaticism, we cut off only what really gets in the way, that thin, transparent skin. We don't go any deeper so as not to injure the delicate tissue. After that, we wash the feet with foam, rinse off the dust, and now it's time for my must-have in home care. These are disposable cream socks. I've been using them for a very long time, and honestly, no other cream rescues feet the way this one does. It's all super simple. Open the package, put on the socks, and you can calmly sip your coffee or turn on your favorite series. Meanwhile, the cream penetrates the skin, moisturizes, nourishes, and makes your feet look absolutely doll-like. You can keep them on for 10 to 15 minutes or even half an hour if you want to just chill. After that, take the socks off and rub the remaining cream into the skin. The result is truly cosmic. Plus, thanks to the massage, you're also boosting circulation so your feet become soft and alive. I wipe off the extra cream with a dry wipe and add the final touch, Shelly's tea tree oil. It moisturizes perfectly and also has antifungal properties, which in summer is exactly what you need. And to finish everything off beautifully, we give the toes a light massage. And here it is, our result. Feet without cracks, smooth, well-groomed, and refreshed. Be sure to share your impressions in the comments. Let me know how it works out for you to repeat this care at home. Don't forget that there are plenty more useful videos on the channel to help you make your hands and feet healthy and beautiful. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss anything. And as always, I'm only saying goodbye for a little while. Bye bye, beauties!